Hi, I'm Coach Cami and welcome to Movement Meditation, a practice that bridges science and spirituality, the science of mind-body skills and the spirituality that embraces the virtues and the values that contribute to living a meaningful and satisfying life. So, come to your mat. Today's practice is a brief flow I call the creation breath flow, with our hands at our heart center. Bringing our hands to our heart is a demonstration of our commitment to self-care, and we are guided in this practice by a mindful pause to stop, to interrupt the busyness and doingness of our days, to prioritize self-care. And we breathe. Imagine the breath moving in and out of our heart, settling into a heart awareness as we come to this practice. Smoothing out any jerks or pauses in the breath, settling into a rhythm and a pace that supports alert attention. And we think. We're seeking simplicity in thought, anchored on breath awareness and the feeling, the breathing, and the being in our body as we choose to engage in the creation breath flow. So from our heart, we'll begin the creation breath flow with the mini-series called the creation breath. In breath, let's stretch our arms into extended mountain pose. Here, let's go ahead and just continue to come into the present moment. Go ahead and sway forward and back. Feel into your toes, shift back into your heels. And as you do this gentle swaying, roll through the wrists, wiggle your fingers, maybe gently move through the elbows. And then allow your stance to settle into balance, bearing weight evenly in the feet, extending the hands, fingertips uplifted, eyes uplifted, standing in stillness. The posture of seeking inspiration outside ourselves. Nice deep in-breath here of inspiration. Out breath, the arms open up at shoulder height. Let's gently roll through the shoulders, sensing and feeling in the body. This is a posture of connection. So as we come to the mat, we are mindful of the connectedness in our bodies, connectedness to the people in our lives, the connectedness to our communities, our nation, the world, to the natural world and beyond. All things connected. Breathe here in this pose of connection. On your next out breath, bring hands folded over the heart. Pausing here, where your heart is, there your treasure also lies. So be mindful of what makes you uniquely you. The gifts, the skills, the dreams, the hopes. Celebrating awareness of your uniqueness, how you were created and formed for a particular purpose. Let that inspiration be in you and remain with you throughout this practice. Taking a nice deep in-breath, aware of your gifts of creation, and an out-breath, a return. We do this practice of self-care not for selfish reasons, but to fill ourselves up so that we can pour ourselves out in the ways that we live and move and relate relate in this busy and complex world. Now we will connect, be with the rhythm of your body and your breath. In breath for inspiration, out breath, connection. In breath, your unique design and creation of you. Out breath, your return. Continue to breathe and flow, finding your body's rhythm and pace. Sustaining smoothness in the breath. We let the breath be our teacher and our guide, so that the postures flow as an expression of the breath. Smoothly connecting in breath to out breath as we smoothly connect posture to posture. Finishing the one that we're on, we'll bring our hands down to just above the knees, fingers in toward midline. We're going to breathe and move through standing cat and cow. Exhaling to cat, inhaling, sweeping through to cow. Marveling at the magnificent flexibility that we have in our spine. Trusting that the flexibility in your body matches the flexibility that you bring into your mind as you create and engage in the world. On your next out breath, pausing at neutral spine, let's do the work of some integration. Roll through the feet, feeling your weight bearing shift into the arches, forward into the toes, back into your heels. Feel the gentle movement through the knees, integrating, stretching into each of our joints in this practice, changing direction. So as we bring intention through thought and inspiration into this practice, we breathe it into our body, and with our movements, letting that move out into every fiber of our beingness that's come to center, anchored at our feet. Slowly winding up the spine, coming to standing tall, mountain posture. Let's give the shoulders a roll, a little integration flow here. This is also a time to check in with our parts and see if there are any ways that in our creating, we need to be mindful of any limitations or fatigue. Greeting everything that we find with a compassionate heart, willing to cooperate with what we have in each moment. Letting the shoulders settle down and away from the ears. Sustaining that sense of an open heart. Let's open up onto your mat into Moon Goddess posture. Give your hips, as I'm doing, a little shift. Kind of sense into that openness you may or may not feel in your hips. Sway a little bit. Find your limitations or movement that you have in your hips today. And then sit in Moon Goddess. Waking up your buttocks, giving a nice gentle hug so that the knees open, stacked above our heels, toes open to the corners of the mat, elbows into our hips. Hands, fingers extended, palms forward. Enjoying the sense of radiance of a full moon. presence of grace and beauty against a backdrop of a dark night sky, teaching us of paradox, how light can be present even in the darkness. Tracing the perimeter of full moon, in-breath, stretching tall, out-breath, pull. This creation breath flow is an effort to be creating in each moment the inspirations and strength in body, mind, and spirit that contributes to our health and well-being. Flowing, we pause at our moon goddess posture, hinging from our hips with a flat back, open heart. We gather sunflowers. In breath, we stretch and lift in a flow that just exudes joy as we image a scene of a field of flowers. The joy, the beauty of the natural world that we invite into our creation breath flow, all of creation, working together, reminding us of the abundance of beauty and inspiration that participates in our creating a beautiful and meaningful and vital life. In breath, tall. Out breath, open to star. Let's turn our toes perpendicular to mat's edge. Let our hands draw down to behind our back. Interlacing fingers, send knuckles to the floor. Shoulders roll open. Feel the buoyancy through our heart. A gentle lift to the chin. There's a micro bend at our knees so they're not locked, but the muscles of our legs, quadriceps engaged, lifting away from the kneecaps. Pelvic floor engaged, lifting toward belly button hugging the spine. Breathe in and out through the heart. What do you need to invite into your heart to create for you in this day what you seek? Because as we seek, we will find. So bringing into our awareness through our heart, breathing, the inspirations that we need in this day. Gently release. Give those shoulders a roll. Open and lift the arms into star pose. In star, let's put our palms forward facing. I invite all of my clients I work with in coaching to know their personal strengths. I use the Values in Action, VIA survey of character strengths. It's a free inventory, you can Google it. Come to know your strengths. And then as you do your creation breath flow, bringing to mind a strength that you want to mobilize, give energy to, grow with. Even if you haven't done the inventory, you know some of your strengths. Bring one to mind that you can celebrate in star pose, knowing how you like to shine in the world. Those ways that it is easy, comfortable, familiar, radiate brilliance when you move from your strengths. Take a nice deep breath, aware of what lights you up and gives light into the world. Nice deep in breath. Out breath, hinge with micro bend at the knees to straddle fold. Surrender our crown, let the head hang. Gently nod your head yes, turn your head no. Feel ease as you surrender the weight of the arms to the floor. Engaged core, gently shift your weight side to side. Feeling the strength and power in your legs, a little bit of a stretch through the inner thigh. Again, doing the work of integration, being in our body with compassion and breathing and sensing, feeling into what we have to move with today. And then pause at center. Let's gently move into a twist. In breath, one arm floats, stretching towards sky, eyes follow. Out breath, a light return. In breath, opposite arm opens. Out breath to return. Continue to breathe and flow. And as we do this flow, be mindful of what we need to turn away from to create what we seek in this day. What might be we willing to turn away from, to let go of in our life that does not serve our higher purpose? And then, having made space in your life, what do we need to turn toward to manifest and create in this day what we seek? What strengths do you need to turn toward? What people or resources will help you create the day that you hope? Finishing this flow, hands at the mat, slightly bended knees, hands to above the knees, lift with core strength, open to star. Nice. Let's toe heel in. Stepping hands to heart center and stepping to the top of our mat, moving into sun salute series. A modified series of sun salute. In breath, tall to mountain. Out breath, open heart to forward fold. In breath, a half lift. Out breath to fold. In breath, reverse sun breath arms with strong back, tall to mountain, and hands pull to heart center in chair. In breath, tall to mountain. Out breath, open heart to forward fold. In breath, half lift. Out breath, fold. Soft knees, flat back, reverse sun breath arms. Hands to heart center in chair pose. Adding on to our flow, in breath, tall. Just as the day grows in energy, so do we in this flow. From your forward fold, half lift and fold, sending your right foot back. Let's plant your right foot, top of the foot to the mat and knee to the mat in a supported lunge. Find a stance that feels good to you. Walk up to the lead leg and then sun breath arms lift into a supported lunge and pull into cactus arms, deepening your lunge. Let's stay here for a moment, sensing and feeling into shoulders down and away from the ears. Active at your scapula, drawing the shoulder blades in and down. Heart open, hands open. Lead leg far enough forward so that our knee is stacked above our heels. Feeling a nice lengthening stretch through the right hip flexors, through an open heart and right side body. Now let's breathe and flow. In breath, lift, out breath, pull. In breath, lift, out breath, pull. One more flow. In breath, lift, out breath, pull. Stay here. Nice deep in breath. Trail toes turn under. Hands come around the lead foot. Press back to downward dog. First downward dog. Let's go ahead and tread over the toes. Walk your dog. Core engaged, tailbone upward towards sky. Starfish, hands at the mat. Head easy between your arms. Let's quiet the heels, generously bend at the knees, drawing your heart toward your thighs, and then keeping that nice length in your spine. Gently straightening legs, heels toward the mat, tailbone upward. Find stillness in your downward dog. In breath, draw forward to a modified plank. Out breath, lower to hover, and then surrender to the mat. Tops of the feet press to mat. Quadriceps engaged, lifting the kneecaps off the mat. Buttocks engaged, pressing hips, pointers into the mat. Shoulders down and away from the ears, the hands are light. Feeling anchored in low body. Let's again practice holding both the anchoredness of low body simultaneously with the lightness of being as we lift on in-breath. No work in the hands, only our low back as we return on out-breath, forehead to the floor. In-breath, light and lift. Out-breath, return. Breathe and flow. Creating in this moment an awareness of paradox, holding in this same moment the strength and anchoredness of low body simultaneously with the lightness of being, buoyancy of upper body. Breathing and connecting this flow. Take your next in-breath. Engage your hands at the mat. Trail toes turn under. Push through to your downward dog. Let's bring now your right foot, right knee to the mat, and your left foot comes forward. You can pull it forward. Move how you can, not how you can't. Walk up that lead leg. Sun breath, arms lift. Out breath, pull into cactus arms. Adjust your stance as you need to find nice length in the pose. Finishing. Hands to the lead foot, trail toes turn under. Bring that trail foot forward to forward fold. Soft knees, flat back, reverse sun breath, arms lift. Pull hands to heart center in chair pose. Repeating the same flow on the opposite side. In breath, tall to mountain. Out breath, open heart to forward fold. In breath, a half lift. Out breath, fold. Sending the left foot back to lunge. Let's put the left knee to the mat, top of the left foot to the mat. Walk up the lead right side leg. Sun breath, arms lift. And pull, cactus arms. In breath, tall. Out breath, pull. In breath, tall. Out breath, pull. In breath, tall. Out breath, pull. Beautiful work. Hands to the lead foot, trail foot, toes, turn under. Push back to your downward dog. Stay here for a couple of breaths, pressing the hands away, energetically pushing off of the mat. Tailbone turned upward towards sky, our heels anchored toward floor. Ease in the head and neck. Go ahead and nod your head yes. Turn our head no. And then ease for a couple of breaths in stillness, strong in your downward dog pose. In breath, forward to a modified plank. Out breath, lowering to hover. This time a single lift. In breath to cobra. Out breath, push through to downward dog. Bringing that left knee to the mat and the right foot forward. Walking up the lead leg, lifting arms, stretching, finding your length. Out breath, pull. What are you creating in this moment? Awareness of breath, feeling and being in the body, staying here in each flow. Hinge and fold to that lead foot. Trail toes turn under, lifting the knee off the mat and bringing the trail foot forward to forward fold. Soft knees, flat back. Reverse sun breath, arms lift. Hands to heart center in chair pose. Beautiful work. Stay here. Working in chair. Anchored into our heels, the toes are light. Creating heat, palms pressed. Recognizing that in order to manifest, there has to be work. But it's the how we work that is so important. Being present, feeling, being, knowing your boundaries, and being there with joy. So that we create in all our moments. In the playful moments, in the hard work moments, in the all moments pulled together, that we are creating when we are intentional and present. In breath, tall. To extended mountain pose, growing from that work. The dignity, resilience, and power like mountain. Drawing hands to heart center. Building in a balanced pose for today's creation breath flow. Shift your weight into your right foot, opening the left hip, beginning with a kickstand posture, letting your left toes support. Right hip hugged in, belly button to the spine, pelvic floor lifted, heart center open, shoulders relaxed. You can play with kickstand. You can move to calf. You can move to above the knee. Find your version of tree, and before we explore the canopy, take time as you create this pose, what you're rooted in. What do you need to be rooted in today to manifest to your creation? What strengths do you need to be rooted in? What clarity can you bring to your mind to be rooted into your mind so that you can grow into the day that you want to manifest? with mindfulness. The creation breath flow never ceases. Each moment is a moment to be rooted in our intentions, nourishing each moment with awareness, and then bearing the fruit of what we create. Draw hands to heart center. Release your tree pose. Let's give a little shake. Ring the temple bells, a little qigong. Sweep and turn, mindful to roll over the balls of the feet so that we're careful around our knees. A soft fist, tapping at our heart and our kidneys. A little energy work, moving that creation energy throughout our body. Giving a shake, coming back to mountain pose, shifting your weight into your left foot, opening through the right hip, strong through the left. Hands come to heart center, play with kickstand, move to calf or to above the knee. What will you nourish through your rootedness? How will you grow closer to what you want to create in your life today? Vision it, feel it, expect it. Drawing hands to heart center. Releasing your tree pose. Give a brief shake. Draw hands to heart center. So this is our creation breath flow. Having moved gently, stretching, moving, and breathing throughout our body with the intention and the hope to have a clear idea of how we are going to create this day. In breath, inspiration. Out breath, connection. In breath, knowing your purpose for this day. Out breath, ready to return it by how you live and move and relate in the world. Peace.